and welcome to this episode of the Duskmourn Chronicles. Before we get into it, this might be a little bit of a break for us after this episode, depending, because we're heading into that January, February, March, April period where we're all very busy doing all sorts of wonderful and amazing things. If it is, we will be back. Do not worry or fret. Enjoy the episode. And with that public announcement, we can now continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that would be me again.
Yeah.
So, bollocks!
Hey,
Literally, literally me again.
Oh.
Yes. So, what happened last week? I don't know. I stepped through most of it. There were some questions that were asked. There were some things that were done. There was lots of money burned.
Yes.
Lots of money. Lots of money.
Child was named.
A child was named. So, yes. What happened last time? Well, Doran has distributed the wealth that was acquired, has made some plans on what to do with the remainder of the wealth, secret to everybody else.
So many.
Has decided and discovered upon a course of action to get into the hidden necropolis that contains the second book of the Crepuscularium. Godfrey has asked a lot of questions about a lot of people and got a lot of answers. Yes, 8 questions, 8 answers, perhaps some not going in the way or direction that he anticipated them to go.
Really not.
Yes. And then spent a lot of money buying spells, which he promptly burned.
Oh, that was such
You had
a
to
waste of
remind me about
money.
that, man. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
He's in too much mental stress in the poor old man. You know?
Yes, too much mental stress. But everybody got their youth back. Well, kind of.
You've got enough back.
You got
Relax.
enough back.
Defensive immediately. Yeah.
Avaradus sparred with a general, learned some things, earned some respect, and has been given a crack team of 8 individuals who are part of Avaradus's team that will be going with them into the deep dark. Lots of magic potions of healing were purchased for reasons known only to the players. And Gemini transferred the child that has been foisted upon her by the goddess Mat to a young lady by the name of Vashtanaman. And so the child, which is a girl child, has also been given the name, beautiful name, which is
Simia.
Simia. That's right, Simia. I was looking for it. And everybody's very much relieved, and the crew find themselves starting to descend into the slave quarters of the capital city of the Sejeti elves. The aroma is very, very bodily induced, ripe, some might say. Ripe, which is an awful way to describe the smell, but it is very accurate. Yeah. And have just asked a slave for directions. Please.
Please. We did say please.
Yes.
We got the guy to say please.
Kelly, the
We hope it's please.
Sejeti commando, was instructed to use the word please. And so the slave responds, and you can see some gesticulation. You don't need to roll insight. The slave seems incredibly distressed. That's the surface that you get from the slave. And then the more Kelly speaks to the slave, the emotion changes. And that will require an insight from any one of you, or all of you. It doesn't matter.
I'm good at insight.
I'm going to do best thoughts on him.
Oh, just straight up.
Just
straight in
get
there.
right into his brain.
Okay. Anyone get inspiration over 15?
Nope. Got 12.
14.
14? No? All right, well, you just jumped straight into his thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
His thoughts are of this very dark, very ornamental, but quite small entrance. Mm. And surrounding that, there is it looks like a camp of structures. And there are slaves. But these slaves are in great distress, being tortured, being pulled apart, being eaten. And there is this big, sweaty, grizzle-bearded individual who looms large in the thoughts. And then there is a chest of gold. Not a big chest. We're talking a little box like this. It maybe has about 300 gold pieces in it. And that you see in this big, burly individual's, it looks like it's in his armpit. He's holding it under his arm. And then you're seeing images of faces, all slave faces, and this incredible sense of loss.
I'm going to pry. Deeper.
Gets a wisdom saving throw, doesn't he?
He does. 17.
He fails.
Yep.
Just. And probing deeper, you now get more information?
Essentially, I want to know not just his surface thoughts, but abiding concerns, things that loom large in his mind, in his life.
So, the thing that is currently looming largest in his mind is he wants to know why it is that this Sejeti surface god is wanting to know where this entrance is, because no one in 100 years has used it. And he's more concerned that the surface god discovers the stolen gold.
Right.
Because that will ruin all of his plans.
Right.
However, it doesn't feel like he was the one who stole the gold. It feels like the gold has been stolen from him.
Oh, right.
By this big burly
dude,
creature.
Yeah, so there's a bully, essentially, among the slaves. And the whole thing will be exposed should we go in there. That's interesting. Okay, well, I'm not going to tell the commandos that, for sure.
Kelly returns. I have bad news, I'm afraid, sir. The slave is quite adamant that the area that we need to go to is unstable and has been cordoned off. It looks like we'll have to find another way.
I'm going to ping to everyone else telepathically what I've learned from the slave.
Kelly looks at everyone as everyone goes,
yeah. Yeah.
Ah!
I'm like,
as I was about to speak, and then suddenly just,
yes, you're like a news anchor going, okay, sure.
Just coming in. Yep.
Okay, and you can still take us there, though. I don't suppose anyone would dare step in our way.
I can take you roughly where he said the collapse had started, but there's no reason why the slave would lie. No. If he says it's inaccessible, surely there are other routes we can take, sir.
You're on command. Just give the orders, man. Fuck this guy.
Very useful.
I mean, should we check out for ourselves what's going on?
I come from underground. I have a certain affinity to the rock. So I will lay my hand down on the ground and access through stone cunning the kind of tremor sensibility. And I'm trying to push out my consciousness into the ground to detect if there is some collapse or instability in the area.
Touching the muddy floor, your tremor sense reveals that you are still in a constructed structure,
right?
Even though you have gone down. But your tremor sense, it's like touching the face of, let's say, a tank. The tank is not moving. It will never move under your pressure. You can push as much as you like. It is not going anywhere.
I look to the others and I nod. We should investigate further. Let us delve deeper and more greedily.
Maybe this is something we can deal with. We have the manpower.
With all due respect, sir, none of you are Sejeti. The elf, the slave, it would not lie. If he did lie, I would have his head. They know that.
I'm not suggesting that they are. I just want to surveil the situation. Maybe they aren't. Maybe this particular slave isn't, as well informed as we had hoped.
He's about to counter when one of the other ones, known as Little Jotep, 6'5", Little Jotep just touches him on the shoulder and gives him a shut up.
Yeah.
Boss has given orders. We're going to carry on.
That's more like it.
Can we get
Of course,
the
sir.
names?
Let's go.
Little Jotep.
You want the names of all of them?
Yes.
So there's Kelly.
I'm not writing them down.
No, I will. I just feel like,
There's-
we're working with them, we should know their names.
Big Jotep.
Right, gotcha. Yeah.
Big J.
Is he even bigger?
We can call him BJ.
Medium Jotep.
Krapti.
Crafty.
Yes.
Stay away from him.
Kulza.
Kulsa.
Odenam.
Like other names.
Moritati.
He's going to die.
Little Jotep.
Go.
And Gatkassi.
You had fun coming up with those, didn't you, Guy?
I did. And if anyone can identify where they're from, you get 1,000 experience points.
Ooh.
But you're not allowed to Google, right? Because that would be sad.
No, but you are allowed to Netflix.
Oh, interesting
Well,
clue.
I'm gonna
Who are
watch-
we talking to? They're most likely coming from the Star Trek franchise.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. This time you are way out and decades off.
Oh, good lord.
No more clues.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Puzzle in a puzzle.
Let's say I feel like the viewers will get it before us. but-
Stargate?
Nope. Nope. Completely wrong genre. That's your second clue. Third clue is death. No, literally, that was the third clue. Right,
Wow.
so moving on.
Yes.
Kelly goes back to the slave and says, show us the way.
Yes, indeed.
Mm.
The slave's body language it doesn't change hugely, but there is slight sagging of the shoulders.
Mm.
And then the slave starts to lead the way. And after about half an hour of walking through catacombs that are lit with continual light spells, because torches would have asphyxiated everybody 1,000 years ago. But it's a continual light spell every 100 yards. So it's light, and then it's this gloom, and then it's light, and then it's gloom. And you are passing by chambers that are literally 6 foot by 6 foot, and there are 3 or 4 bodies lying next to each other, en masse, just sleeping. And occasionally there are these washing sources where the superfine sand pours out of these ornate carved lotus petals. And the slaves stand underneath, and that literally scrubs them clean before they then go up to the surface to be happy little slaves working for the glory of the pharaohs.
Literally getting sandblasted clean.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is vile.
Hey, you know how much it costs to import that sand all the way from the desert right to here in the desert? Fortune. Anyway,
We're not here to start a rebellion, friends.
Except on a cosmic scale.
yeah.
Just a cosmic
We're not here to
rebellion.
start a rebellion, but we are going to take over the Dwarvish kingdoms. But I mean, aside from that, it's not a rebellion. It's a
His comment was
conquest.
about taking over
The
Mount
heavens.
Olympus.
Yes, very true. After half an hour, none of you know where you are. Because you've gone downstairs, you've crossed bridges that overlook more levels of slave pits. The civilian population of Memneheb is about 1 million. The slave population is somewhere near maybe 10 million. It is city next to city next to city. Nothing comes close to it anywhere else on the planet.
As it's starts to become apparent, this is going to be labyrinthine.
Yes.
I would like, where possible,
Yes.
as we pass through a chamber, to put my hand on the wall, do a little shocking grasp, to just put my hand imprint on it,
Right.
so that we can
I like
try and
that.
find our way back.
Sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
If we get, separated from the commandos or whatever.
Good man. Good man. And how are you guys doing in terms of eyesight? Can you see in this darkness?
I'll have your drift globe if we need to.
Yeah.
I can see.
I can't, so I'll use
Yeah.
the drift
I
globe.
can provide you even better, Gottfried. In case
Nice
we need
one.
to be stealthy, I will touch anyone who
nice.
needs it and
Yeah,
give
yeah,
you eyes of night, so you have 300-foot dark vision.
Sweet.
Wow. Very nice.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having 300-foot vision.
I have +4 people, so I can even
Oh,
do
actually,
you,
no. Give it to Kelly, because...
you 3 and Kelly.
Cool.
Is that right? Is Kelly a distance? Is he a long distance archer or something like that? Or is there someone in the group who would appreciate that kind of distant?
Odnam.
Odnam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Archer. Okay.
He's not an archer. He appears to be able to play with fire, which he sort of rolls around in his hands.
Good man. Little pyromancer. Good man.
Yeah.
Is Kelly the Kelly? Sorry. Is he kind of the sergeant, the commander?
Yeah. After half an hour of journeying through this incredibly complicated system, the number of slaves starts to thin, because by now it's half an hour to the surface. So now you're starting to pass the elderly, the infirm, those that are recovering from injuries, and the aroma changes from sweat to rot. And the slave stops and very humbly speaks to Kelly. And Kelly's entire posture changes to very aggressive.
Mm.
And there's some shouting, and the slave remains demure. Kelly comes back to the four of you. I'm not entirely sure what the slave just said exactly. It sounds like the area we're about to enter into is controlled by someone. An individual by the name of Selkos. I've never heard it before. It doesn't make any sense at all. But he says that if we go any further, we are trespassing. This makes absolutely no sense. We're freeborn. We can go wherever the hell we like.
Well,
Except in any parts designated by the Pharaohs to be off limits, or any restricted area, or any area that's designated as not for freeborn.
We should be grateful to our guide for the warning.
And if you have an illegitimate authority operating, clearly the thing to do is to remove this person.
Standard protocol would indicate that we report this to the surface. There are individuals responsible for dealing with this kind of problem.
We are very far from a special protocol. After all, you are part of our little outfit now. So
I'm merely telling you what we do.
Did the slave quantify the problem ahead?
Merely that the Selkos controls this area and doesn't seem to take too kindly to freeborn.
What about foreigners?
He didn't say.
What is it that Selkos wants exactly, if the slave knows?
Didn't say.
he's probably our local crime lord.
That's my feeling.
Crime lords can be taken care of or
He should be taken to the surface and publicly executed as an example to the rest.
Well, they surely know that to attack us would cause retribution from the surface.
Only if we live.
Mm.
Well,
But if we go missing under the protection of the Pharos,
if the general's crack team of commandos plus our special skills cannot deal with this crime lord, then we don't deserve to be here. I suggest we press on and deal with the Selkos if we can.
the general himself knows we're here. I discussed it with him.
Yeah, let's just.
I can prepare a sending in case we need to use that as leverage with this Selkos. Ready to go. We are underground. Selkos is the name of the person who needs to be taken away. This can be good to go as well as leverage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Directly to the vizier. Or to the general.
Murder this guy, man.
Now we have options.
Now we have options. So Kelly turns back to the slave and basically does this gesture. And the slave, for the first time, seems a little defiant and says something with respect, but a slight defiant stance to Kelly. Kelly turns around. So apparently this slave is fairly important to one of the bigger architects of the empire. He is expected for duty in the next hour. protocol would dictate that we send him on his way. We haven't cleared it with the architect to use his slaves.
We need to impress on this guy. The protocol's out the fucking window. And he needs to do what we tell him to do. And you're the man. Lay down the law, sunshine.
Yeah. I have the deepest respect for your culture and protocols. However, we are under no such compunction, and the nature of our quest trumps all minor functionaries.
A word.
If this fine specimen of a slave would see us through, we can use through sending, perhaps if we know the name of his
necessary
master,
yes.
we can pass on and relay a message.
Our apologies.
Calling in sick.
Forgiveness can be sought later as well. And by the way, the quicker we get this done, the quicker the slave can be on his way.
A slave that doesn't report for duty is executed.
We shall pass on the message now, surely.
And with respect, sir, I will follow whatever orders you give us. I'm just telling you how it would be done.
And do not want to be responsible for this person's death, should they not report to work.
The alternative is I attempt to locate this Selkos, which I think I can do with a spell. And then we go cut the head off the criminal beast and make our own way, as we will inevitably have to do at some point in any case.
Here's an idea. Why don't I send a spell to the architect? I inform him of this slave's absence, dilemma that we need him, and also request that the architect, in the name of the Pharos himself, report to the general and inform him that there is an insurgence of some description deep in the catacombs, and that protocol should therefore be followed, which is 21 words, roughly.
Nice. Have you got to the point now you can count as you go?
No, that was definitely more than 21 words.
So you send this message to the architect.
Yes.
And the response is, "You are taking one of my slaves? Fine, but I expect compensation. Slave is yours. 5 gold.
Ghosted. The GM is not getting any more spell slots out of me before the end of the dungeon, okay?
Yeah.
I know his game.
Yeah. I think you've just bought a slave.
There you go.
Yes.
What, me?
Yes.
5 gold pieces.
Crap.
It's a bargain.
Okay. I shall call you. No. Carry on.
Maybe we can also then let them go afterwards. Okay, thanks.
There you go. we can buy it.
Let's not be slave owners, okay?
Well, we can look at the protocol for
I saw
any time a slave is freed, if that's the thing.
Oh, it's completely free. Absolutely.
Great.
Slaves can buy their freedom. This
And-
isn't a criminal enterprise.
Yeah, this is the law. I recall seeing a massive hoard of coins next to the Capuscularium. We could buy all of these people and liberate them.
I like that idea very much.
So do I. This slavery business is vile.
So that whole rebellion speech of not doing a rebellion.
Yeah, Godfrey just wants to
I'm
burn
just
more
watching-
money on learning
I'm just-
spells,
I'm
okay?
I'm just watching it going out the window.
Well, it doesn't count as a rebellion if you just pay for it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
Reinvesting in the economy. Circular economy, one might say. Okay, we're going to kill this Selkos guy, are we?
yeah. Let's do that.
The slave, you inform Kelly of this transaction? Kelly goes over.
Cogs.
Okay. Informs the slave. The slave drops to his knees and bows his head. Kelly's like, you have to come over and touch him.
I come over and lay my hand on the slave's head and I ask him, "What's your name, sir?"
Yes.
Respectfully.
Yes. His name is Aru.
Aru. Aru, Kelly, kindly translate for me. We need your help, please, Aru. If you...
Shak.
Yes, what he said. Help us, please, to infiltrate this area, and you may have bought your freedom.
Kelly stops and then carries on. The slave looks up at you wide-eyed and immediately starts babbling off the string of Sejeti. At one point, Kelly just puts his hand up. This is why, sir, we don't engage.
Was he swearing at me?
No. Apparently, he's part of a group of slaves who save funds so that they can buy out the elderly and the kids.
Oh.
And the Selkos has got their savings.
Death sentence.
Let's kill him.
Death sentence in Selkos.
And so he begs not for his freedom, but for the freedom of a woman that she's too old to bear children and she is her sight is not very good. She was next on the list.
I kneel down in front of Aru and I cup his hand.
What are you doing, sir?
I'm kneeling. I bend down in front of him and I hold his face in my hand and say, "We will do this for you, Aru. Help us, please. This is the way."
Nudge the hammer.
He is incredibly grateful. You have to leave now, sir, otherwise he's not going to get up.
I get up and ask, so exactly, let's go in and take care of the situation.
Yeah. He
I say.
steps up.
Please.
That's not the word, please.
I bet it's not, yeah.
So with a much lighter step and much, much faster than he was before, he leads you deeper into this space. And it very quickly becomes apparent that there are now no slaves at all in these chambers. And then you start to become aware that there are figures standing on the rooftops. Because even though you're underground, obviously what the elves did was they just excavated this gigantic chamber and then just filled it up with these block-like structures. But some of them are higher than others. And access to the roof is a ladder or a rope or whatever. You can now start to see that there are figures that, without any need for insight, are watching your approach. Yeah.
Hostile, you would say.
Oh, very, very much. And they're watching to see if you are coming in a specific direction, which Aru says
That's
that is
where
where
we gotta
Selkos is.
I wonder, should we just start opening fire?
Let's cut off the head of the snake, Gottfried. That might already...
There's a
Crackling.
Flame, there's a flame in my hands and I'm looking at these people.
Hold it in, Gottfried.
Are you-
We're steps closer to the Crepuscularium.
Kelly looks at you and says, "Permission to speak my mind, sir? Do not waste your time. Kill the Selkos, sure. Let us move on with our mission. The moment the architect informs the general of this rebellion, most of the slaves in this entire area will be executed. They will start at the front door and they'll work their way down here. God. Rebellions are not acceptable."
Do you have any orders, Averatus, for the crack unit? What to look out for?
We can fan out, take out the scouts, move on the edges, provide you with cover if you want, or we can just go in through the front door and kill everything.
No, I defer to your leadership, and I would prefer subtlety over. I defer in matters of combat.
Yeah.
I trust your experience, but I also trust you to act with subtlety. We don't want a full-on massacre on our hands. That's not how we're going to approach the situation. Anyone deemed to be an active threat within reason should be your targets. We won't start preemptively eliminating people until we've cleared them. I don't want you thinking someone who looks a bit twitchy, maybe just to, as a precaution, just to cut them where they stand. Sort of thing. Do you see what I mean?
That is something we may need to inform the captain of, rather than your good self.
Kelly's kind of in charge of this crack team.
Yeah, but the captain above
I
on
see.
the surface who's going to
Right.
come down and massacre everybody.
No, he's going to massacre the baddies, right? Just the
No.
Oh no,
No,
he's
no.
going to
eliminate
massacre
the entire
everybody.
population of
Yeah.
this stairwell.
Yeah.
Because how do you know who are sympathizers and who
Yeah.
aren't sympathizers? And if these slaves knew about this,
Mm.
then they were lying to their
Complicit,
masters.
yeah.
They should be eliminated.
No, that's
It's only about 8,000 slaves. It's not a problem.
no. I was more talking about this active situation where you're bodyguarding us right now.
I understand, sir. Again, with respect, it doesn't look like any of the individuals that we're currently seeing are anything but complicit. Leaving one of these alive is a dagger in the bag.
I love that this guy is Kelly and he's from Kelly's Heroes, clearly.
You get 1,000 experience points!
Do I?
It's Kelly's Heroes!
Yay! Kelly's Heroes? No? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
It's my dad's kind of film. So
Well, there you go.
there you go.
You're demoted and you lose 5 ranks for that kind
Yay.
of hurtful statement.
I
Exactly.
don't really do army films.
It's all good.
Give me coin. Give me coin. Give me coin.
Yeah, I will give you.
Yeah, I love these. Great.
So here's the thing. I mean, like,
Kelly's
speaking above table, right? Like, do I try and tell Aru to go back and just move out the loyal sort of
It's
slaves into a
8,000
different?
people.
I mean, how is he going to do that?
I think we need to send a message to our
General,
general guy.
He's
to
not going to give a
Sakunaman.
shit.
No, he
tell
won't give a shit.
He
tell
won't give a shit.
Sakunamen.
I think the less other people know about what's going on here, the better. We don't want to involve.
We've basically just
Sign the death-
signed the death,
Death sentence for thousands of people.
Do we think that the
Which
people who are
even
with us?
Gottfried is uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Kelly and everyone with him, they're going to start telling it what's happening, aren't they?
No, it's the architect who's going to be running as fast as he possibly can. A, he sold a slave, and B, there's a slave rebellion happening.
Well, does he? Because how does he know?
message.
He
I
told
messaged
him
the
to go
architect
tell the general.
general that we were down here because that was the
Mm.
idea about putting down this rebellion if we just breeze through.
Mm.
So the only other thing I can think of is to message tell Sakunamen and ask him to stay his hand until we've dealt with the threat below.
We are dealing with the threat. We have pincered
Yes.
the heart of it.
yeah,
There is
yeah.
no need to unnecessarily
Slaughter the whole.
massacre people.
And how much would freeing 8,000 slaves cost?
Times
Times
five.
It seems to be
Oh,
five.
well,
gold
that's not
pieces.
just 5. It depends on what the slave does, and how many
Right.
years of experience the slave has, and how many years of life the slave has left as well. So there's some calculations, but
ranges,
the
yeah.
average range is between 5 and 50 gold pieces for a slave, a standard slave.
550. This Aru sounded quite valuable, and he's only 5.
Depends on
Yeah.
a whole bunch of other bits and bobs.
So am I going to waste more spell slot? Not waste. Am I going to spend more spell slots
I think you
telling
should. I think
Yeah.
you
tell
should.
Sukanum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are dealing directly with the rebellion, but we
Yeah.
need
Gotcha.
to, yeah.
So, I mean, we're
Your
either
spell slots are
spending
mine.
spell slots like doing water breathing, or we're doing it on sendings. Yeah.
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 I do have water breathing as
You
well.
know, just name drop me. Just mention. We had we had a really good evening the other night, and just
So I send the message to
Romantic.
everyone. Really likes you.
Thanks you, man.
we have a bromance, all right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly that. Yeah.
Your
Okay.
bro. Okay, so something along the lines of your bro Avery and his gang of likely lads and ladies are down in the catacombs. You've heard warning of a rebellion. Please stay your hand until we have cleared the area and finished our mission
Maybe
here.
like, don't waste good slaves. Put it in his language. you know?
Yeah, it's like
Don't
he'll
waste good
understand.
slaves.
Mm.
Something like that. So
We are
Okay.
dealing with a threat.
Provided that everything is all right, I shall wait upon your word.
Great. Massacre
Crisis
averted.
avoided. Yes.
No, thank you. Sorry.
Look at me.
I'm glad I didn't learn sending then.
I get to keep all my stuff.
yeah. All right.
So now we need to deal with the threat.
Yeah.
Ahead of us.
So, are we breaking
guys do
and
it.
killing, or are we leaving them behind there?
Mm. Do we open fire or go for the head?
We go for that.
Only to have a dagger in our back.
We'll have
As
a,
we've been-
I mean, I think once we get into the deeper catacombs, I can't imagine they'll want to follow us into the sacred territory.
Mm.
I say we go negotiate with Psycho, Selkos,
Selkos.
Selkos.
Sieben Psychos.
Yeah, we really can't afford to get into. We can't afford to get into more fights than we know we're going. We don't know what's down there.
If necessary, and a large force comes from the rear, I will incinerate them.
Okay, at that command, Kelly nods. He gives a command, and the 8 of them form a square around you 4.
Wow.
Nice.
And you head on, following
I kind of thought
arrows.
subtlety might be warranted, but
I mean, they see us already. You know?
Yeah, and there's 13 of you. Subtlety is tricky.
Yeah.
Lucky number.
No. You get to what is a very crudely constructed gatekeep. Platforms have been built across it. There's a tower of some description. You could see how it would be overlooked by any overseer who ever bothered to come this deep in, because there's some washing that's been and washing. It's loincloths, kilts, and sandals. So it's not heavy, but it's there. It is disguised to look like a ramshackle structure. And standing on top of the gatekeep are 4 guards. They are all armed with short bows, all drawn and cocked at the moment. And then a individual, this large, grizzly bearded person, who's definitely not a Sejeti elf, not by any stretch of imagination.
Oh.
This individual probably is or was a human once. Just has got quite large and quite scarred.
Mostly Sarkos, I presume.
Yeah. I assume so. What you saw in the
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
We just need to get through.
That's as far as you come.
is Aru still with us? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's taken up.
He's now
behind
with you until death.
Pinging thoughts to everyone else. This man has stolen from slaves. He's in our way. He does not seem to be receptive to negotiation. I say we kill him instantly. Show them what we can do.
I look to Kelly, and I do the sort of subtle "it's time, it's go time" gesture.
Open fire!
time.
All weapons!
Right, them
Just
out.
go, baby.
War Rocket
All
Ajax
right.
to bring back
That's
his
the one!
body.
You got it!
Yes! Flash! Gordon!
All right. I would like initiative from
Now we're
everybody,
talking.
if you please.
No, it's fine.
Thanks, man. I got one of your references finally.
Yay!
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell we rolled really well over here. Right.
I could have started better.
Yes. I just hope it goes better for us than the last battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus fire.
I know what I'm doing.
Does it begin with F and end with L?
It begins with F and ends with Airball.
I think you have a special. I think Ireball is probably a
Fireball,
better-
yeah.
It's
It
a fireball.
is an Airball, yes,
frustration.
yes.
Avery, what do you get?
11.
Gemini.
8.
Jordan.
Filthy 20.
Oh.
Ah.
Gottfried.
14, 14.
You got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Holy cow. Bloody hell.
Well, although you are giving the order to attack, they
You're
are
ready.
expecting
Ready.
the
Yeah.
attack.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yep. And oh boy, the 4 archers, the 4 very visible, very prominent archers, the 4 archers pulling the attention of everybody, suddenly open up fire, and like 30 arrows sail out from the archers all around.
Oh.
Yeah. So this volley comes through. I need all 4 of you to please give me dexterity saving throws
Oh, okay.
as these arrows just fill up.
Could I
Yeah.
be?
Essentially,
I don't know.
Could you be shot? Yes. There is a risk.
if I cast shield, does it make any difference to that?
No. This is an area of effect.
Immediately after I give the secret nod, I was
Yes.
going to dimension door and teleport up onto the rafters behind one of the archers. But I don't
Yes,
know whether...
so this is the thing. As you kind of give that signal, you're about to cast, which is...
Okay.
And yes.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
That's right.
All right. The target number you're looking for is 16.
Ah, shit balls.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn.
I'm good.
You're burning?
I have to.
I got 16, so
I
that
don't
means
wanna-
I get hit, doesn't it? Meets it.
Meets it.
Beats it. So you're okay.
You're okay.
Oh,
So you take
from the
half.
other direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like me all I did tonight. Shit, she's a bitch.
So who passed?
Yeah.
The
We
two of
both
you.
passed, yeah?
And you two fell? Okay.
Yes.
All right. The two of you take 21 points of piercing damage. And you two take 11.
Oh my god.
Oh, no. We don't do very well.
Good thing our crack swallow, crack, awesome, crackman. Crackheads will be.
Cracking heads together.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They actually did a lot better than you guys did, possibly because they're armed with shields. So yes, they're okay. Well,
that's
not
good.
okay, but they do take some damage.
Well, unless they took shield master feats, in which case they take nothing.
11,
You do.
19. Okay.
Oh.
Selkos himself then raises up an incredibly bejeweled staff.
Oh crap.
And he just points it at all of you. And I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Wow.
We may have misjudged this situation.
We'll go completely.
A quick question.
Yes.
God.
The horn of
Of-
McTavish,
Yes.
Yes.
it passes a saving throw for just one person,
Yes.
right? I can't do it en masse.
Correct.
I have 16 hit points and just failed my saving throw. That's all relevant.
Yeah, I would horn him up.
I'm gonna die.
I'm horny for you.
I always knew you were.
Yeah.
So you're using the horn to pass the saving
Yeah.
throw for Godfrey.
What was the
you.
DC?
The DC 16.
Ah, yeah. We're in there as well.
Anybody pass the Constitution?
Bless you
save?
to save.
Nope.
The only
My
person who
life
passed
didn't
is Godfried, and this is where it becomes critical. Absolutely critical. The team fail.
die. Oh.
All of you who failed, you are immediately blinded. As the light of the great sun rises over the desert in your eyes. Godfried, you are not blinded.
That's good.
Maybe we won't come back after the break.
Yeah. It's one way to end the campaign, guys. That's very nice.
Oh, why do we make
Can you
bad
send-
decisions?
Can you send a third sending to everyone? Just be like,
Help!
You'll
Help!
just
help!
help.
Help! Help! Help!
How?
I sending 3 times. Help! Help! Help!
Yeah.
Doran the blinded.
Well, bloody hell, guy.
What?
I mean, the only thing I'm going to do is there anything I can do to get out of this blinded, or is it a...
If you are blinded by a spell effect, and perhaps at the end of the round you get a saving throw.
Do I have...
Lesser restoration.
I mean, I have lesser restoration,
I'm not sure.
but I wonder if I have to spell
Works
magic.
Yeah.
I don't have to spell magic because you're the bloody wizard.
Guess what I didn't take.
Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh
I went for
dear.
clairvoyance and gaseous form to get through places,
Through
and of course
things.
fireball.
Yeah.
But I can't cover all the bases.
Well, I mean, the only thing I can do for now is therefore to, do a Channel Divinity Twilight Sanctuary just to try and get some temporary hit points coming online.
yeah.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
can fix blindness with lesser restoration.
I don't have lesser restoration, unfortunately. So
Okay. So everyone is getting
11.
11 temporary.
Thank you.
The band. Kelly is just shouting, "Fall back! Fall back! Fall back! This is bad. This is very bad." And so the band, as a group, are trying to force all of you back. You haven't moved yet, but you are feeling people bumping into you and sort of pushing
I'm
you
allowing
back.
them to push
Yeah, and it's difficult. They're trying to hold their shields above themselves, but
Yeah,
they don't know
they
where
can't
the
see.
arrows are coming from.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing. He doesn't have anything. He can't do anything. He doesn't have that. Would he have that?
Oh yeah. No,
I think he would.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
That guy.
He might. So he's going to try and dispel magic, but it would only work on him. Wouldn't work on anybody else.
Used to be a big cube.
Colster is going to He's going to try and dispel magic. He needs to get 14. He has a +5, so he needs to roll 9 or above.
Good boy.
19. Suddenly he can see, and he starts swearing because the passage, the roadway that you were coming down, he's looking behind him, and there's a line of thugs that have stepped out, blocking off your exit. So that's what he was doing. Gottfried, what are you doing?
Does he make me aware of these guys for him? I will incinerate them as best I can with a fireball. So, at this point, the book opens up. There is a rictus of unbelievable rage on the front cover of the book.
Yes.
And the fireball that comes out actually is a grinning skull of fire.
Lovely.
And and Gottfried screams in rage.
Yes. Okay.
Weak old man! Eat this!
A true ireball.
And you blast
fireball.
them, and their dexterity saving throw is 15.
That's a fail.
Excellent.
Burn them to ash.
We are looking for 20.
Oh, I should get 20.
Don't say it.
Oh, I think you got it. I
got it.
I can see it. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Yes.
I've exceeded it. I
Excellent.
die. Oh, God.
You destroy these 10 men that were standing ready to bludgeon you to death, creating a very clear exit.
And I will allow myself to be carried too.
Sure.
In fact, I'll assist with my feet.
Amory.
And one more thing.
Yes.
I believe, according to interesting videos I've seen recently by a certain Saint Jeremy Crawford, that you can drink a potion as a bonus action now. And drink a healing potion.
Yes, but if you do that, then you don't get the maximum effect. You just get the roll.
I don't give a shit. So
He said, and then rolled all ones.
Oh, listen, I'm ready for it. Greater hitting, so 44 plus 4. Is that right?
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
I think so.
Why not?
I think so, but the values might have changed. But take it
Well, the
for now.
DMG is out. What am I talking about? It's not on Beyond though.
Right here. Potion of greater healing is 44 plus 4.
That's 14,
plus
but yeah,
4.
that's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Nice.
So that's 9 plus 3 is 12. Plus 4 is 16.
Very nice. Avery, I'm afraid your dimension door becomes difficult.
Yes, quite. Indubitably. If to clear this eyesight, is there an action one can do, or is that it's kind of magically induced, isn't it? I can't just.
You dispel it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and I can't blow my horn to do something with nothing now. It's the saving pass is gone.
Yeah.
Will it end at the end of my turn? I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Fuck.
You've summed that up beautifully.
I'm going to take a shot. How far away was Sokos?
Sokos?
When this
30 plus 20, so 50, 40 feet away.
40 feet away.
Give or take.
Roughly 40 feet away. And everyone, I can feel everyone's backing up and saying,
Yes.
retreat. So
Yes. Fall back, sir. Fall back.
yeah.
Shoot to kill.
I don't really do shoot to kill. I do
Eldritch Blasting to kill?
I do shoot to thrill.
Fire targets. Yes.
Shoot to
target with
thrill.
a
I got my gun and I'm ready to fire.
Yes. It's difficult though because I can't see a fucking thing.
Yeah, you disadvantage it wrong.
Yes. I am going to summon Greater Demon.
Okay. To the jugular go.
Yes, so I haven't done this in a hot minute though. But I know I need to... Do I pick a demon?
There's a CR value or something.
Yes. So
Shall I
did it-
come back to you?
Come
whilst
back to
you're
me.
doing
though,
that?
'cause
Gemini!
That's my action.
I had a really good plan, and then I realised I had to be able to see. So
I use my movement to move back. So.
I'm now seeing. Do I need to be able to see for charm person?
Yeah,
Bollocks.
I know.
Mhm.
Okay. Before I was blinded, I was looking in the direction of this horrible being.
Mhm.
Can I, as I move back, like, can I blast a ray of something? I know I may not have.
If you require line of sight to see it,
Yeah.
you can't cast a spell. But if it is a ranged attack, then you can, but with disadvantage.
Okay.
I think that's how
It
it works.
is a ranged
Think so.
attack.
Yep.
Um,
Sounds good.
so I think that's okay.
That's interesting.
I'm still just like trying to learn how these different spells work and everything. I know it's been weeks for you, but it's not been so long
I've
for
got it, I've got
me.
You got it?
Yeah.
The Balgura.
Well, anything CL5.
Right.
It recommends the Balgura.
Balgura is a good one. Punchy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna first of all throw out this ray of sickness, and yeah, it's a ranged spell, so
Yeah.
I think I just need to roll, don't I? But
With
at disadvantage. Yeah, that's not going to be very good. 6 + 8.
That's all right.
14?
14.
14 is not bad. It's not bad at all. You are being jostled as they are moving you back.
Yes.
You're the only one who sees this. The ray of sickness. What does your ray of sickness look like?
It's very much in her color palette, but I'd say it's a more icy blue, kind of like thinking of sickness that drains the color
The
from
colour,
you. Yeah.
You watch as this ray goes straight towards Selakos. He doesn't flinch. And as it gets to about a foot away from him, it seems to hit this barrier. And there's this scarab amulet that he's wearing, which just flares up, and the magic just vanishes.
Oh, dear God.
Wow.
Who is this guy?
Wow. He's got some really cool shit.
He does indeed. Dexterity saving throws from all of you, except the blinded ones, have disadvantage.
But of course.
Yeah.
Not bad.
11.
18. Oh, my God.
Nice.
Astonishing.
Half damage.
15?
16 is the target.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think I mean.
You're like, what was the damage?
No.
Oh, you're sorry, I haven't rolled.
Oh, good. It wasn't very high. It was 11 points of
There we
damage.
go,
If you,
that's our 10.
if you succeeded, then it's 6.
Okay.
Oh, and yeah, the boys take 11.
They also have the 10.
How are the
HP,
boys
I
looking?
guess.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They're fine. They're looking.
Good, good.
Beefy.
They're looking more embarrassed than anything else.
Yeah.
Uh,
So are we, man.
Yep.
But that volley of arrows comes sailing over, and then you hear Selkar's give an order, and you don't need to understand Sejeti to know what that order was. That order was finish them.
Oh, God.
And we'll be back when we're back. It may very well be next week, or it may be in a couple of weeks, depending on the holiday schedules.
We did really well this time round, didn't we?
Yes.
I have nothing to say.
No.
Nothing to
I
say.
think we might be bad at this game.
If Selkos hadn't rolled so high, the whole battle
Yes.
would have been
That's very true.
so different.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
true.
yeah.
It would
It's
have
all down to the dice.
You know, Selkos / 30 Bowman.
So, Grace, what was your favorite moment of today's episode?
Oh, God. Do you know what? My favourite moment was finding out that Aru had just been trying to get the money together to try and help those who were struggling and just really wanted to help him now. And just not being very useful to him. So
Slaves have feelings as well.
they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was just I really just want to help Aru and want to help all these people who are in a horrible situation. So the moments where it looked like we had a glimmer of help of hoping, those are the good moments.
Those were the good men.
The others.
The becoming the pincushion thing was not.
Yeah.
Was
so
not so great.
good.
I did not care for that.
No, anyway. All right, we'll be back. When we're back, watch socials. We'll let you know. And until next time, thanks for watching. And goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.